A donkey fell into the same river twice. The first time, it survived, but the second time, it lost its life. A merchant was crossing the river with a herd of donkeys. One donkey had 2 sacks of salt loaded on its back. The river water was up to its belly, when suddenly its foot slipped, and it fell into the water along with its load. The salt began to dissolve in the water, and white, mist-like waves started rising from beneath the surface. The donkey felt the weight on its back slowly becoming lighter. When it finally stood up, the load had become half its original weight. It remembered that falling into the river made the load lighter. The next day, the merchant loaded 2 sacks of cotton onto its back. When they reached the middle of the river, the donkey stopped, looked at its load, and deliberately fell into the water. It thought that, just like last time, the load would become lighter. But this time, the cotton began absorbing the water. Before long, instead of becoming lighter, the load became much heavier. The donkey panicked and tried to stand up, but the heavy load would not let it rise properly. The water slowly reached its back, then its neck, and finally its nostrils. The merchant kept pulling the reins from the shore, but there was only fear in the donkey's eyes. Eventually it drowned, and only a few bubbles remained on the surface of the water. It had been killed by the very strategy it had learned from its previous experience. In psychology, this is called mental set, a method that brought you success in the past can become a problem when the situation changes. You made your first money using one method. The market changed, but you kept using the same strategy. You saved your first relationship through flattery, but now the relationship needs something different, and you still keep flattering. You achieved your first success by staying awake late at night, but it damaged your health, and you still believe doing the same thing again will make everything work. Remember, a method that worked yesterday will not necessarily work today. When circumstances change, learn to change your approach too, because clinging to an old method can become your biggest mistake.